Well, this area, this beautiful area that we live in, is home to one of our region's most culturally significant neighborhoods, Seattle's Chinatown-International district. The anchor of the neighborhood is the Wing Luke Museum, which honors the legacy of Seattle's Asian population, including highlighting arts, culture, historic contributions as well. Bank of America recently awarded the Wing Luke Museum a $1 million anchor grant. Now, this could not have come at a better time, as the CID has been named one of the most endangered historic places in the U.S.
It is what we call an anchor grant, and it is significant, and we don't give many of those at Bank of America. But Wing Luke Museum is exactly that, an anchor for this community in the International District. This particular $1 million grant is going to help them restore the Eng House, which is fantastic. I was here with my family doing a blessing, feeding dragons for the Eng House, which was great, but also safety upgrades, technological upgrades. So a lot of things that will help them be what they are, an anchor to this community.
It's so important. Now, Jim, I know you're new to this role, but your dedication to this region runs really deep, as does a Bank of America. Why do they make these kinds of commitments to community organizations? Why is it so important?
I am new to the market president role. I have been with with Bank of America for a long time, but I've been in this community for 25 years. Me and my family, along with my 1,700 associates in Greater Seattle with Bank of America, we have a job to do to deliver for our shareholders, but even just as important, to deliver to our community. And we call it responsible growth, and we deliver purpose for these contributions. And we've given over $14 million the last 5 years. Wow. They all come in the form of an anchor grant like this, but a lot of grants and a lot of contributions to a lot of worthy organizations in this community. And it goes toward economic mobility, affordable housing, health, a lot of things our community needs and all of our employers should be providing.
It is really nice to see a big company, a big bank doing something like this and caring about the community. That's the good news. But some more serious news, Joelle, I have to ask you, the CID was just named one of America's most endangered historic places. What does this designation mean? And what role does the Wing Luke Museum play in preserving community?
The National Historic Trust designation of an endangered place brings important and timely national attention to what's happening in this neighborhood, which is not only a regional cultural treasure, but I think it's a national cultural treasure. So it's bringing light to the bold investments that are really needed to make sure that this neighborhood thrives and advances. Interestingly, the designation also will bring attention, and I think, again, timely and needed, to the regeneration that's already here. There are many new businesses that are opening up. You know, for the longest time, restaurants were shuttered due to targeted hate, and those like wooden boards are coming down. So there's a real renaissance that's possible here. A Beard Award-winning Musang is opening up their second spot. And I'll tie it to the anchor grant in this opportunity. You know, among the things that we're able to do is to extend our museum via developing the historic Eng Homestead, along with our historic Canton Alley, which really expands and creates more kind of arts and culture and engagement opportunities for a neighborhood that's on the rise again.
I want to ask you about the Eng House, because both you and Jim have mentioned its great significance. Would you share with everyone what is so important and special about preserving it?
Well, the Eng Homestead is one of the remaining single-family homes in the ID, and the stories embedded within the Eng Homestead really speaks to the larger history of not only the ID, but Seattle. So I think that, as we mentioned earlier, that anchor grant not only helps us with this new development of extending our museum and our campus out, but it also allows for needed safety and infrastructure investments we need to make now, because In the middle of all of this excitement is also long-standing needs for repair, for upgrades, in order to really enjoy and optimize all of the great work that's already happening and developments that are happening here.
I wanted to go back and ask you one more question about the Eng homestead. Apparently, there is some important significance with a loquat tree.
Thank you for asking about this magical fruiting loquat tree. And for anybody who knows trees, it's so special that a loquat tree is fruiting this far up north. It is this grand tree that's on the property that was planted by the original families. There's 3 generations of Engs who have now seen this tree grow and fruit. And, you know, in light of everything that's happening around disaster, gentrification, and climate change, this fruiting tree is a symbol of hope. And it also, I believe, speaks to and is inviting us to think about the green space and the natural resources that are needed to create more protection and more resources for this neighborhood and for neighborhoods like ours. So we start with that magic and the inspiration of the loquat tree, and we trust that it will tell us what to do next.
Yeah, I love the thought of that. So much history in the CID, and it's vital that we do all we can to help. To learn more about Bank of America's grant program benefiting nonprofits, visit the website on your screen. Plus, as a part of B of A's Museums on Us program, cardholders can get into the Wing Luke Museum for free the first full weekend of every month.